Right on time. Hello, everybody. Hello. Let me know how you're doing today. You have submitted the most photos, I believe, you have ever submitted for the photography challenge. And my mother-in-law came sooner this time. Maybe you can hear my kids crying in the background. Hopefully that's gonna change in upcoming hour. Hopefully. I have prepared a special screen if my attention is needed. And it seems it might be. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. First off, today we should have 2 interviews with the winner from round number 2 and also from round number 4. And the name of one is Jill, and the name of the second one is Jin. Jin. So yeah, hopefully I won't mess that up, right? Before we start with that, I'm gonna show you what is the prize for next round. And it is this book, Street Photography Now. It's kind of a pretty big book, right? And here we have the first. It's Jill. All right. Hello.
Hi, Martin.
Let me put you on screen. All
Everything
right.
working? You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Hello, Jill.
Hey.
I was just talking about that I'm supposed to talk with 2 people, and one is Jill and one is Jian. And I just hope I won't mess that up, right?
It's okay.
So you are Jill, and you won the round number 4, right?
Great.
Yeah.
What book is it? Is it the what's his name again?
Of the book.
Dominic? No.
For
Is it the Magnum photographer?
Oh yeah. It's the Book of Wells, of the Book of Alice, and it's Jonas Bendixen, and I did a podcast
That's
with
awesome.
him. So if you're interested to find out more, sorry.
Yeah, already. I didn't watch the whole video, but I watched some parts.
No worries. I don't force you, but.
Yeah, I did watch it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about this photo you submitted, and also about your photography.
Are we live? No.
Yes.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Cool. Hi, everybody. I thought we were just testing out the camera and the sound.
No.
Awesome.
But we are live a little sooner, so I guess most people will only see this from the replay. So
okay.
Don't be
cool.
Scared.
That's a surprise. No worries. Yeah. So that photo was taken here in the streets in Lisbon, and actually was the first time I passed there with a camera. I had passed there before. And the light was pretty nice, and like I saw those mailboxes, and I thought maybe I could do something, play with it, with the colors, And I didn't have anything in particular in mind. I was just standing on the other side of the roads and waiting to people to walk by. And
How long did you wait?
so actually, I wasn't the thing. I wasn't expecting for a woman in yellow to come by. Um, I thought about, yeah, maybe someone in green and blue, green, no, in red or blue. And actually, a couple passed by, and he was wearing red and she was wearing blue, or the other way around, which was also pretty cool. But unfortunately, the spaces, you know, between the people and the mailboxes didn't quite fit so well.
Okay.
So I waited a little bit longer, and then this lady started was coming from down, was going up, and yeah, it's perfect. That's that's what I need. And she was like really walking really slowly, so I had all the time I needed to position her like in the proper at the proper distance from the mailbox.
So overall, you think like half an hour or something like that?
No, like 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm a very impatient guy, so I think the most I ever waited for something to happen was maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15.
All right.
And then I have to go. I don't have patience.
Ah, okay. I see. So tell me a little bit more about you as a photographer and your photography.
Yeah, so I actually studied cinematography
Uh-huh.
in Germany, and well, it's images, right? And it's also composition and color theory and storytelling and all that, of course. But never really did any photography, like still photography.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know, like it kind of interested me, but I never really owned a camera or a good camera, and I don't just didn't happen. And at some point during my studies, I decided to buy a little camera. Like I bought the Sony Alpha 6300.
It was how long time?
That was in 2017.
Ah, okay.
And I bought that camera essentially to do videos.
Okay.
Because I thought I could do, I don't know, some work with it, something like that. Yeah, and then like that year still, I did a trip to Sri Lanka. And I took my camera, and of course I took photos like a tourist, just like memory photos. And I really started enjoying like and I have to say Sri Lanka is a really good place to photograph because people are really, really nice, and they really don't mind that you take a photo of them. They smile at you and all happy. So it was a good start, I would say.
Oh yeah, and it's
And
also really colorful, isn't it?
Sri Lanka,
Yeah.
it's very green. It's a lot of jungle
Yeah.
and nice forests and nice beaches. And of course, they have all these temples and these traditional clothes and stuff like that. So yeah, like that trip to Sri Lanka made me fall in love a little bit with photography.
And you still using that camera, or did you upgrade?
No, that camera was stolen on my last day
Okay.
in Sri Lanka, actually. And it was stolen with all my raw photos.
Ah, okay.
So with the cards, I had two lenses. They were gone. So the whole bag with all my camera equipment was gone. Luckily, I had copied some photos onto my phone via Bluetooth.
Ah, okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have any. Yeah, so my camera was stolen, and then when I got back home to Germany, where I lived back then, Immediately bought another camera, and yeah, and then I wasn't on vacation, so I had to just photograph on the street, and that's how I got introduced to street photography. And yeah, also because I got more interested and started following some street photography people on Instagram, and yeah, just went out on the street, and that's how it started for me.
Awesome. So, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to see more of your photos submitted in the next rounds.
Thank you. I'll see what I can do.
So, thank you very much for joining me today, and I will be
Yeah,
in
of course.
touch with
Yeah, and I'm looking forward for what's coming from your side. So it's I think it's really cool what you're doing.
yeah, I've just posted like 2 days ago like a critique where I'm not sure if you saw that, but
With Alex.
yeah, with Alex. So
Yeah, I saw it.
yeah, so that's kind of the direction I want to take it, to invite more competent people than I am to talk about your photos.
Perfect. Looking forward.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a nice evening.
Yeah, you too. I'm gonna watch the video now. I didn't even know we were live.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, Martin.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See ya. Bye, everybody.
All right then. So that was Jill, the winner of round number 4. And now we have Jen. I am. All right. So let's do this. Hey.
Hey Martin, hello.
We are live. Hello.
Can you hear me right?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Perfect. So I was just talking to Jill, and now I'm talking to how can I pronounce her name? It's
Gianluca.
Gianluca. Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw Jan, so I thought like I'm talking
Yeah,
to
Gian,
Jill, and then
that's
I'm
fine.
talking to Jan. Okay. So I just hope I don't mess your posts. And so it was actually quite some time ago, right?
Yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you
the second
won
round, I think.
you won the round number 2 with the fatherhood photo, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm wondering if you can tell me a little bit more about this photo and also about you as
Yeah.
a photographer.
Yeah, sure. That photo was quite a lucky shot, I have to say, because it was a bit of in this like fun park is always a mess of people and crowds. So I was trying to catch somebody on the swing chairs, and then I don't know how many shots I took of that situation, and I managed to capture that specific situation, which I don't know, it felt like quite weird to see like father and a kid in such a like having fun but being so calm at the same time,
Yeah.
because people usually on that they scream, they have fun, but they were super calm, So when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's a really beautiful moment. So yeah, that's the story
So
about it. And it reminded me.
did you pre-focus on certain spot and then
Yeah,
just
so I
waited to
was
people to enter the frame?
exactly. I chose the angle that I liked, with no background, so the only the sky was in the background. There were no like buildings or trees. So I liked that spot because you could only see the chairs. So I pre-focus on that, and then I start shooting at when the people will eventually come into the frame with a really high shutter speed, so it
And
won't
is
get
this a
blurry.
telephoto or?
Yeah, that was a telephoto. It's 55 to 100 mils.
Is that what you usually use with
It's my at the moment it's my favorite lens because it's quite a big lens, but it's at the same time discreet one because like to capture like details or close up without being really close to the subject. So it's yeah, I think it's perfect for like new starters or those one who really don't have confidence on the street, you know,
Oh yeah.
is
But you have
some
quite a
hesitancy.
range of styles of street photography, right? You have some close-ups,
Yeah,
also like silhouettes, then
yeah,
color
I
photography, black
don't,
and white.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, don't usually stick to a specific style, you know, because also I got another lens, like a wider angle, so I switch between the two depending on the situation, on the environment. So yeah, I don't really stick to a specific style. You know, I
And how
just
long have
capture
you been
what
taking
I feel like.
pictures?
I got into street photography only recently, to be fair, like a bit more than a year, like a couple of years, let's say. Before I was shooting, I don't know, just while traveling, but not with a specific focus on street. It was like, yeah, travel photography,
Hmm.
architecture. I did a lot of
And you
architecture
already
before.
produced zine, right?
Yeah. That was a lockdown project.
Ah, okay.
So when I moved to London, and that was the moment when I got into street photography. I started to shoot at night, um, and that was the start of the LSD project, the Lockdown Street Diary project. Um, then after a few months, I realized I got some body of work that I wanted to put together. That was telling the story of the uh, uh, my experience in London during lockdown. So I started shooting at night, and then when the restrictions were really strict, then during daytime I started going out a bit more, and so you see like the evolution of the lockdown through the zine. So it's the pre-lockdown, the during the lockdown, and then after. So you start seeing more life coming out in the street. That was
Yeah, yeah.
the silver lining, let's say.
So
Yeah.
many people seems to start during the lockdown, which is
Yeah,
interesting
yeah,
because
that's
there were actually
true.
less people in the streets than you know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I feel like personally it was I got into street photography during lockdown, and I guess that's the reason, probably for many others, is that you want to connect with people somehow, and then so street photography is a perfect way to connect with people somehow because you're capturing mostly like people in the street. So when you cannot interact with people because you're locked down,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
then you search for this kind of connection, and I think like street photography was the perfect balance
And
for it. Yeah.
also, nobody's gonna approach you to confront.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It was kind of the perfect
Like a
situation
safe
for
zone.
capturing, yes, of capturing silhouettes or lone people in the street. It was perfect. Yeah, not the best time ever
uh,
for sure.
yeah. And you still living in London?
Yeah. I'm in London. I
L-
moved a couple of years ago. Yeah, so I'm still
There
based in
seems to
London.
be pretty big community
Yeah,
street
that's right.
photography.
Yeah. I guess it's yeah, the city is, I mean, one of maybe the most perfect for street photography. I don't know, it's quite a nice field for street photography.
All right.
It's
And
very
I see you
stimulating.
also did a lot of architecture uh,
Yeah,
on your Instagram.
I was gonna say that one of my like previous project was about architecture, geometry. I was shooting a lot of architecture,
Hmm.
especially during my studies, like during uni. I was really into architecture, and then after also, especially when I was in the Netherlands in Rotterdam, you got quite some impressive architecture there. So I really got into architecture photography.
Is it
Yeah.
also useful for street photography? Do you incorporate some of that into your
Mm,
street work?
it, yeah, it's a good point. I think it could be a good combination. Like if you have beautiful architecture you want to capture as, I don't know, background for your street photography, it can work quite well. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't do it now. I don't focus much on the background or on the
Mm-hmm.
setting up the scene too much. I just mostly focus on the people and what's going on in the street.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, congratulations once again.
Yeah,
And
thanks. Thanks for, I mean, for organizing the competition, this channel. It's really,
yeah,
it's really nice.
it's always fun. It's always fun to see the photos from, other places, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got to know many people through your channel. It's really,
Oh,
I think, really good initiative. Like, yeah, yeah, really.
yeah. Thank you.
Some photographers that I didn't know. Yeah, it's really good.
And also,
Really well.
if you haven't seen it, I just posted like a critique with
Yeah,
Alex Kilby.
yeah, I saved it. I haven't had time to watch it. That I'll watch it because I'd love to hear some critics.
Yeah, no
That's
pressure.
really no,
Let
no,
me know
no.
what you
But
think.
yeah, exactly. I will do for
All
sure.
right.
Yeah.
So congratulations once again. Thank you very much
Thanks.
thank you very much for joining me, and I will be in touch.
Yeah, thanks to organizing this. Really cool.
Perfect. Have a nice evening.
And you. Cheers, man.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. All right. So that was Gianluca, and let me get back to what I was talking about before we did those two calls. I think we got time maybe for one more. If you guys interested to talk about your photography, you can just send me your Skype or send me your Reddit link with Skype to the YouTube chat. And then, so I was talking about price for round number 6, I believe, if not, correct me. And it's gonna be the street photography now. I was just thinking I'm gonna include the video I did about this book until I realized I never did video about this book. So yeah, there you have it. As I said to Gianluca and also Jill, I posted photography critique. I posted photography critique a few days ago with Alex Kilby, and I will appreciate if you will have time and tell me actually what you think about it, because it's not only about, all right, here it is, because this whole format is created in cooperation with you, and if you just give me your feedback, I can improve it like literally on the fly, right? Because I have already talked with 3 or 4 people, and we're gonna do it in the next weeks, and the idea is to post 1 per week, right? So it's gonna be quite a and the other thing is, even though it's not about views and stuff, if you really like it and you're gonna send it to your friends or someone like that who is also gonna like it, and it will eventually get more views, it's gonna be easier to invite people who are more qualified, because you have actually something to offer them. You can tell them, all right, if you're gonna do this critique, you're gonna get some kind of exposure, and that can benefit to all of us, right? Because better people we get on those critiques, better critiques we get. I mean, it's pretty explanatory. All right, so we did that. Let me check my notes. So we talked about price, we did the interviews, and now we actually gonna move and talk about who is gonna take the first 3 spots in round 5, if I'm not mistaken. So let me just turn it. All right. And then, and also round number 7 for color photography is open. Round number 6 is gonna end next week. And I decided for a couple more rounds, I'm gonna open 2 at one time. And that's because when you come to the site, you can actually, you know, submit more at once, so you don't have to go back again and again. So I see 11, 9, 10. So this is not the most scientific way to to pick who is the first one, because Reddit's filtering is kind of crazy. But all right, we have Gettons, if I'm not mistaken, and all right, Gettons. Then we have In Frame We Trust. All right, and then we have Steps a Day, 2,000, or is it 20,001 steps per day. All right. I'm wondering if it's just a goal or if it's like a... Anyways. I hope I didn't... If I messed up, let me know. Anyways, so let's talk about the first one. I'm gonna save this. And I have actually prepared for the rest of the pictures we're gonna see today, so it doesn't take that long. I was in Clacton-on-Sea in September 2020, and I just stumbled upon an old lady sunbathing. I couldn't help myself, and so I hid behind a nearby beach hut to make this picture. I'm glad I did. Yeah, it's a nice, colorful picture. Those like pastel colors. It's not what I'm used to from Tommaso. I think he takes a little more saturated colors. But I like this one. I like the shadow. I like that even though this is like a naked body of a lady, she has like a hidden face. So, you know, she's not like, what are you guys doing? You streaming my naked body over the world. And and yeah, so that's Tommaso. Congratulations, you are number 3, I believe. And if you don't know Tommaso's Instagram, he takes beautiful pictures, even though he hasn't been shooting that long. So it always amazes me when some of them pops on my feed, or in my feed. This is beautiful shot. Not that much street photography though, but a beautiful shot. And this reminds me kind of like a Martin Parr's vibe. Love this photo. Love this rising line, kind of like a, and then out of nowhere the lag. Really beautiful. Looking forward to see more of your photos, Tommaso. Thank you for submitting. All right. So the other picture is In Frame We Trust, which we have just had a Skype call. If you missed that, then you will have to watch it from the replay. But it was really interesting talk, and let's look at it now. Hello everyone, when I took this photo my eye got caught up by the lady in the red. Oh, I didn't know it was lady. Alright, in the red coat initially, so I followed her for a few meters. After taking a few photos, just around the corner she walked past a building painted red. I thought that was an incredible coincidence, so I rapidly snapped the photo, trying to make it look like she came out of the wall, leaving the boy behind her. Yeah, I hope she didn't call the police because a photographer is chasing her. No, I'm just making fun of that. Really nice pictures, really nice colors, kind of almost like a monochromatic stuff here. I also like the negative space about that, and the shadow. I kind of wish the shadow was a little more defined, so we could, you know, clearly, she would have to be probably turned a little more sideways, so the profile would be the shadow would be more defined, right? And I've already talked with Jian. I'm sorry, I'm saying your name wrong probably, but yeah, I forgot to ask if it's French or Italian or what nationality is it. But I have a lot of Italians here, so I will probably, that's gonna be my like third language or fourth language to learn for the stream. Beautiful pictures, thank you for your submission and congratulations. And number 1 or 2 or which one is it? I'm not sure. Is The Men on the Pavement, Piccadilly Circus, London, UK. London is gonna be the most street photographed city in the world, I believe. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe YouTube just shows my stream only to the UK. I took this shot on a rainy evening of May 2019 in Piccadilly Circus, London. The light of the bright screens was creating the perfect silhouettes that would reflect on the wet pavement. I got this one with Sony a7 II and Sony 15mm f1.8. Alright. And here is the Instagram. So, Sony user, not sure how many of that we already had. Let me know what camera you are using in the comments. I mostly use my Ricoh, and I have Alt Leica M. It's like M240, the first one with the full frame, which is now, I wouldn't say pretty cheap, but it's reasonably cheaper. It's reasonably cheap. It's cheaper than it used to be. Alright, yeah, and I believe we saw this photo last round, right? So thank you for your submission. And if I'm not mistaken, the photo we saw, and we're gonna see it later, it was flipped upside down, right? All right, so let's move on. I'm gonna prepare my so it seems that, let me check on that, that everything that I prepared was kind of mixed up, and Oh no, it wasn't. Perfect. Perfect. So we starting with, I'm just gonna move this one away in case we forget about it. All right. Yeah, so I said I prepared that so we don't waste time with me opening Instagram, and here we go. All right, so first photo from Emir7, and without any commentary. So I really like this. I think when I first saw that, I thought that those back, they were actually like flying. It kind of looked like this was like a big storm or something, and then you caught it in the middle of the flight, which is interesting. It's too bad they are not like different colors, but still a very nice photo. Maybe if you could, but I know it's very hard to catch it like that, but maybe if you could catch like maybe one more person here, or if this person was also covered, that would make probably, you know, even funnier photo, but still pretty good work. And I really like your work. The juxtapositions and other stuff you take, really creative. And I believe we also talked about your photo, or we gonna talk about your photo in one of the critiques. Really like what you're doing. Keep it up. All right, Sunday, we already talked about this one. Beautiful photo, but we already did. And now we are here. Teach them young Leica M6 plus 28mm Ultron Kodak Gold. And now I'm not quite sure if you mean you took a shot with Leica M6, or if you mean the Leica M6 is in the picture, right? Because here it is. Or maybe this is digital Leica. I'm not sure. Let me know. Let me know in the comment if you hear. Yeah, I'm not sure because this looks quite small, the lens, so it kind of looks like 28mm. And pretty expensive camera for for young kids. All right. And you also take beautiful black and white photos. Make sure you submit for your for the round 5, 6, or whatever, whatever it is. Yeah, round 6. I'm kind of it's too much on me. Oh, really creative. I like how you flipped that. It's always nice to see someone who is able to take nice color photos, but black and white photos as well, because it's quite a different discipline, I would say. It's yeah, it's a little difficult to switch, you know. Let me know if you do it like you kind of like shoot in black and white mode, or if you just, you know, find it later in the post. Pierre Pauls, and if I'm not mistaken, I saw his beautiful photos in the past rounds. And so obviously what I like about those colors is I mean, what I like about this is those nice colors. Maybe what I wish would be a little crop on the side, so the man is more in the center, so it looks more symmetrical with all the symmetrical stuff here. But one of my favorite photos. Maybe it's not possible to crop this, because then you would lose either the top of the frame if you keep the same ratio, or you would lose the bottom, which you definitely don't want to lose. I don't know, just my opinion, if it would help the photo to be a little more like that. I don't know. I would probably, with the symmetrical stuff, I would probably go with the man in the middle. But very nice photos. Very nice photo. One of my favorite. And also nice photos on the Instagram. This reminds me the Elliot Erwitt Eiffel Tower with the man jumping with the umbrella. It's in the black and white. I think if you would convert it into black and white, it might work as well. Even be more like this old dated photo with you know, people wearing umbrellas and stuff. Yeah, really funny. You mix really funny stuff with beautiful aesthetics and nice colors. Thank you for your submission. All right, a street vendor. This street vendor, low dirt user. All right. Took this photo of a street vendor in Kannur, Kerala. Yeah, Indian is gonna be my 5th language for this stream. And she was really friendly and happy to have her photo taken. Yeah, I mean, I even see photos from India which are black and white with those beautiful like the cityscapes or like landscapes and animals like dogs or birds or something. Or I see like a colorful photos. I wonder if it's like, if everything there is just painted really bright, because they say when no, it's not this case, but anyways, India is really colorful, and this photos just proves it. Let's take a look on the Instagram, and just gonna quickly pop it open. All right, and you don't have that many photos, right? I think I was already checking this one last time, so make sure you upload more. You take nice photos. Thank you for your submission, and looking forward to see more of your photos next round. All right, Okan, with no comments. That's quite shame. Make sure to leave me your story next time. This also looks little like a monochromatic shot. I like how the shadow is separated. I would love if he was positioned maybe a little further and have his legs also separated. Maybe it was impossible to catch that, or maybe you have some series from this, but definitely nice spot. And if you know the place, you know, you can always come back and try it again. Yes, I'm wondering if I would say something about that, but all right. And nice colorful, but also black and white photos. Like the dog. Oh, yeah, and I saw this one from you last round, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Yeah, those are the cityscapes, the buildings and stuff I'm talking about. All right, thank you very much. This photo from Saks. I'm gonna rate the artistic side of this, right? So, right, and here is the commentary. Shot in Regent Street last year. I find it interesting using the backdrops of store windows or construction boards to position the subject against creating cool effects or juxtapositions. In this case, the bright blue construction board provided an opportunity to create a cool primary color scene. When this brightly dressed lady entered the frame, I knew it was the one to complete the shot. Yeah, I mean, the colors are nice. I can see this like some kind of like a fashion advertising, like if you know, this was like a ad for the dress or something like that, for like a women's clothing. This is really nice shot, and obviously the colors are really pretty and really contrasty. Thank you for your submission. And yeah, Saks takes beautiful colorful photos. I'm happy you submitted again, and really looking forward what I'm gonna see next from you. And also, as I know you're from London, really looking forward if you're gonna have a chance to meet in the summer, so you can show me all those colorful scenes. Perfect. Thank you once again for your submission. All right, Off the Wall, we just talked about it in the beginning. And the Joker. So this is a photo without commentary, so I'm gonna assume you liked how, you know, everything is in motion, and then the Joker gives this kind of like this crazy vibe of like I'm coming at you. I even like how the head is removed. That makes it even more crazy. I'm not sure if my screen is compensating for the light, or I would maybe like it a little more brighter, even maybe more like saturated colors, because that's maybe something I associate with the Joker. Oh, it's Josh Gunn. All right, and yeah, very interesting photo. And as I said last time, you take very interesting photos. Nice play with the light and shadows, and also love your face project, face series. If you haven't seen that, make sure to visit Josh Gunn's Instagram, and he posts some pretty funny faces. I think I myself have some faces, but this is definitely another level. Yeah, like like this one. Yeah, I mean, some are like this. You can't never be sure that this wasn't like a post thing. So it's not like you know, it doesn't have so like a wow factor. But when you see something like this, it's really cool. You have really great observation. Thank you for a submission, and looking forward to see more of your pictures next round. Here we have Color of Smile, also with no story. Chetan clicks official. So a shot of two ladies with background, and yeah, it's a nice shot, but when I saw your other photos, especially the one you submitted before, I thought, or when something pops in my feed, I'm really like, wow, that's Chetan. I hope it's right pronunciation. We're like, wow, that's a really like innovative idea, really like, you know, clever composition, clever thinking. And then this picture, it's nice picture, but it's like maybe I'm missing something. But still, if I am, as Alex Kilby said to me, if you have to explain the photo, it doesn't really, you know, makes it like click. This is a beautiful black and white photo, and you also take very nice black and white photos. So make sure to submit for the black and white only round, which is gonna be interesting. So, which is gonna be interesting because I know almost nothing about black and white. So I'm gonna do my research until next round. And also, if you watched my podcast with Dotan Sagi, the award-winning photographer who published books with great publishers, and he's specializing on black and white. And I have already invited him to do critique on your photos. The way it works with the critique is the top 6 gets there by default, and then I pick some people which I either think it's interesting to explain some kind of problem in the photo, but also some very nice photographs that just didn't make a cut. And if it happens that all of you guys have nice photos, I try to submit my photos to balance that out. All right. And let me look at the comments. Matthew Lee, I just watched your video on FunHub because I was learning about shadows. It was really well made, that made me want to come and check your channel. I wanted to ask for your opinion on someone who is well in depth in photography. I'm not sure if you mean me. How would someone who is new start getting into this field? So you mean like into the field of street photography or into the photography overall? I mean, obviously you need some kind of camera. It doesn't have to be a camera, like a camera. You can always take photos with a smartphone. If you do, I recommend using some kind of app that would let you set your exposure, so you don't do, even though HDMR is perfect for like family or vacation shots, and I use it all the time with my kids. I would probably, if I would like to learn that, I would not set it to manual, but I would turn off the HDR, so I learn how the camera exposes and everything. If you want to, because I'm really a fan of investing into like not an expensive camera, but a camera, because I believe that if you have for your for your hobby or for whatever you do, if you have something that is kind of like a specialized tool. I even have like iPad, and I also have Kindle, because I believe when I'm on Kindle reading, it doesn't really distract me to do anything else. But when I'm on the iPad and I'm reading something, I'm just like in no time I'm watching video on YouTube, or I'm messaging someone or whatever. So to have camera that is different from a phone is beneficial in the sense that when you on the street and you take your camera, you just focused on that thing, right? But you don't have to. You can start with the smartphone or whatever. But and I know photography is expensive hobby. If you are interested in some kind of camera, you can always rent it, and those shops usually offer you a discount if you rent the camera and then you decide to buy it. They will offer you a discount. So that's technical wise how you get into this, and then you just pick a genre you want to do, like let's say portrait or macro photography, or you like to take photos of animals with telephoto lens. You can just buy tickets to the zoo, pick a telephoto lens or rent it, and watch some videos on YouTube on some basic tips. And once you build some fundamentals, you can invest more or move around genres. I don't really recommend, unless it's really up to date, to buy like a books, like how to do books, because they usually kind of old, I would say, because it takes a long time to, or maybe this is wrong example, because even so I found some some dated information in books. They will teach you the fundamentals of like ISO, shutter speed, and stuff you need to learn at the beginning, so just you get the exposure right. But then I would also say, in the same hand, sometimes the technical side, the exposure side is overrated, and many great photographers do with the auto setting. You just need to know what camera does and why, and then you can just use those auto modes. I use auto on my cameras, and then when I need a specific look, I just quickly switch to, I don't know, shutter priority or aperture priority or whatever. So I would do that. I would start with the phone or buy a cheap camera or rent a camera. I would watch a tutorial into how to do the genre you want to do, and then if you're really passionate about that, I know it's kind of cliche, you really kind of start to read more and spend more of your free time with studying what you do, what you want to do. And there is another question: how did you get into photography? What's your story? So really quickly, because I think I already talked about it somewhere, is I started because I liked the gear. I don't know if it's a good reason to start photography, but so basically what I did was I was in Japan for a trip, for a study trip, and if you have ever been in Japan, many people they have the G-Shock watches, then they have Nintendos, and they have cameras, or at least they have stores at the locations I was. And I really loved cameras, right? So during my university studies, when I completed some kind of difficult exam, I thought I'm gonna reward myself and I'm gonna buy a camera, right? So I did. I bought the Leica Deluxe 109 or something like that. It came with a free copy of Lightroom, so it kind of justified the purchase for me. And it is a beautiful camera. So I came home and I was like, all right, so I have this camera. I should, start learning how to use it because it's quite useless. And my my photos I'm not saying my photos are good now, but my photos are better than they were when I started with that camera. And I slowly became, so I thought like, all right, I have this camera, I want to shoot street life, what I'm gonna do. I started Googling, and even before, when I was in the market for a camera, I watched a lot of reviews. I found Eric Kim, I found other street photographers, I read blogs, and I slowly got into this. And then I thought, all right, if I want to do something with photography, as Torsten Overgaard says, it's if you want to be a photographer, you have to be entrepreneur, and you have to have something. You have to have something that, if you want to be a photographer, you have multiple options. But this is for different video. You can be like a wedding photographer, etc., etc. And I decided I'm gonna produce content, and I'm gonna make it like the things I'm interested in, I'm gonna share with others. That's why there are a lot of videos about photography masters and photos, because that's what I'm primarily interested in. And then I slowly evolved into what I want my mission on YouTube to be, which is like to empower and teach other photographers through history and through experience of other photographers. So I covered the history part, where I studied the stories of the photos, and then I try to cover the experience part, where I invite other photographers to share their experience and to share their how-to. So that's what you can actually find on my channel. Talking with other great photographers and looking at the history of photography. I hope that answered your question. All right, then. Moving on. All right. So we are living in cages. Photo with the door wide open. Thank you. That was very helpful. Okay, I think it was quite a kind of quick answer. Maybe I'm gonna do some FAQ in the future, because I don't want to spend like an hour explaining them when we have photos to review. But I hope it kind of helps you to get some idea about this. All right. I chose this photo for the theme because the color is the protagonist, but I love how you can barely see her face. Yes, I like the color. I get the feel, even though I don't know when it was taken. Oh, okay, I know, it was February. I was thinking, even though I don't know when it was taken, it feels like it was in winter, right? During winter. It's interesting. The only thing is that the focus seems to be on the rail instead of her. I would probably love to see it more on her, or definitely like on the subject. But I think the framing is interesting. Maybe I would position her a little more to the right, even though you said you like how her face is covered. Then maybe if there was someone taller, you could cover his eyes with this bar, or maybe position yourself taller. But definitely the focus is one thing I would love to see on her. And let's take a look at your Instagram. And you take really nice photos. But this is a great example how the focus is on the subject, and then it makes it stand out. So this is, even though this looks like just a shot of a man from behind, which it really is, I think what might be interesting, even though some people say, photographing people from behind, there's nothing interesting about that. Sorry. I think what can be interesting is that if you had more photos like that of people from behind in different environments, and then just have it like a series, and then if you have I don't know, 20, 50 or something, that would be an interesting concept of people from behind with different environments, people separated from those environments. You have nice leading lines and stuff. All right, thank you for your submission. Looking forward to see more of your photos. Getting through. I hope I read this right. Sometimes the color is component and not the complete formula. In this case, full color was too distracting. Once some of the color noise was desaturated, the real image revealed itself. I like her expression, and I like his expression as well. I think that makes the picture more than the colors. Yeah, definitely like that shot. Thank you for your submission. It's nicely composed. Maybe I don't really mind that much those. Maybe if it was more out of focus, the background. Oh, it's impossible to zoom. All right, that thing that's sticking out of her head. Maybe if you would let them come a little closer towards me. I don't know, but sometimes the composition doesn't really matter if you catch the right moment. And this looks like a little crop to me. Let me know if I'm mistaken. It seems to me it's quite tight. I can see it maybe even more zoomed in with just their upper parts of the body to really focus on their expression, or maybe zoomed out. I'm not sure if this kind of ratio is because everything is kind of compressed. But yeah, as I said, great expression, interesting photo. Thank you for your submission. Cold day. So I was just wondering when I saw this if he's just a short person, or if he has his head like this. For me, if I should say something about this one is, even though I like the separation with the blurry background in some of the previous photos, so here is the focus on the subject, this man with the head, right? And then I don't see that much of an interest, and it also is just a fraction of the frame, right? So if he was like dead center with the focus and like the background out of the way, we would know like, all right, this is the subject we focus on. It's kind of distracting. This man is kind of distracting if this is the main subject. And then the street is nice, the composition is nice. So maybe if it was all, if this was like F16 or something, everything in focus, and maybe let this man to walk few meters, ahead, to have him really separated. Separated, to just let it stand out how cold it is. Maybe it would be a better photo, but for me it's kind of like it's busy, but also not really interesting. Nothing really interesting is happening over here, right? All right. And some photos are really nice. You take really nice black and white photo. And I also like those mirrors. I would love to see his face. Is it his face? No, I would love to see his face in the mirror, like eyes or whatever. This is an interesting idea. Some landscapes, if you can call it landscape. Oh yeah, this is kind of an example. Like the focus is on man, even though I would love him to be a little more center and a little more contrasting with those signs. Let him be, in the center. If you position him on the edge of the frame, I mean, I'm not really sure what am I supposed to look at. But thank you for your post, and keep taking photos. Alright. Hi, my name is Zdravko and I am street photographer based in Skopje. There is no story. It has some kind of like a soul lighter vibe to it. Yeah, I'm assuming this is an umbrella, and this was shot from inside. This would be interesting because this is like this seems almost like a row of thirds, right? And then you have the subject in here, probably entering, going into the frame. Hello, Okan. Hello, bro. I think. Have you checked? I think I did, but maybe send me your Reddit link to the chat, so I can check if I've already checked that. I'm not sure because we have like 30 photos or something, or 31 or something. Sorry about that. All right. And then this profile is actually without posts. So thank you for leaving your Instagram. Perfect. But I mean, if there are no posts, make sure you post more or send me your portfolio where I can see it. All right. I don't know why I uploaded what looks like terrible quality. That's quote of the photographer. But this scene caught my attention because you could feel they were really into each other despite the very fast moving environment that surrounded them. I mean, I'm looking on the screen, and you guys at home or whenever you're listening or watching, you're looking on the screen, which is looking on the screen, which is uploaded to Reddit. So, you know, the quality is never gonna be, perfect, right? All right, my short critique, if I'm supposed to, is that the couple is not really separated from the background. Even like it's kind of messed with other people, and like if I didn't know this was like a lifetime in Corona, if I didn't know they were like dating, I would just assume they are talking to each other. So I would probably get like closer, probably maybe even like this, you know, this diagonal, and then let the other people, you know, to walk away. It might be difficult with this man sitting there. You can come there and say, hey, I want to photograph the pair behind you, can you just, you know, go away? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's difficult to separate it from the environment, but this is a little too far for me. If they were like lonely, standing, I don't know, at some kind of wall with a clear background, I would probably get the idea. Okay, I see the roses. So I get why this is like a love couple. Or I would still kind of, you know, I could still assume that he's like selling the roses to her. So those are my 2 cents about that. And you also take interesting black and white photos. Make sure to submit for next round. And you live in Mexico, right? Or not, if I'm not mistaken, because there are like some really colorful backgrounds, unless this is like some kind of Mexico part of the city. So I'm looking for something to show you. Okay, this is like a separation. When I look at those two, I clearly see what's going on, right? One person is taking photo of the other. Even though this is kind of lost in the background, I can clearly see it. With those two, I think the idea is okay, but like, yeah, if you have to explain it, if it isn't clear on the first side, it's probably not that good of a photo. Like this guy, I like how he's separated. It's kind of, you know, and he's in motion, so it kind of feels like if this was shot with some low shutter speed, and you would see him like blurry moving around his hot dog stand, and you would also see people even like a zoom, you know, you would get this like, you know, this man is working really fast with his hot dog stand and such. Yeah. Alright, hope it helped. I will try to get it on some kind of critique session to give you more competent opinion about the photo. Alright. Daydreamer. Is it? Daydreamer. Alright. And So I wonder if this was cropped or not. It's interesting, like subframing. You frame the kid. I think like I would maybe like to see it in like a landscape mode where it would be like even the kid would be looking out of the frame, right? So you would be like, you don't know what he's looking at, or looking into the frame, so we would kind of see what's going on in here. Also, like a black and white shot might be interesting, even though there is this really bright red, which kinds of steals the attention. And then, but then in black and white it wouldn't probably work because of those those logos on there. And I actually really like your color shots. I just don't think this one is best one. I love this one, or even this one, and I think I already like that. Yeah, and this was a beautiful photo. I think it appeared in some rounds before. So I really like your work. This just for some reason doesn't do it for me. I think you take better photos. But thank you. I think I like this one. Yeah, this is funny picture. All right. Thank you for your submission. Scooter and Dancer. Scooter and Dancer. This picture was taken in Berlin. Of course, where else would it be taken? I mean, I was in Berlin a few times. At first, I didn't really know what attracted me to this spot, but then I realized how the scooter and the poster matched by the form and color. Sorry. All right, you probably mean this one, this shape, right? I don't know. it just doesn't do it for me. Sorry. Like it can be great documentation of the environment if you had more photos documenting some kind of environment, and then just you turn this camera into this terrible corner. Also, maybe if this was sort of new scooter, if this wasn't bruised, then the contrast would be like, you know, who the hell parked it there, right? Or whatever. Like that, it's just a scooter in terrible corner, I guess. All right. I see some nice compositions, some interesting ideas, even though this looks to me a little overexposed. And yeah, for some reason I like this elephant with the wings. Is it like a thing? Is it the same elephant? No. Is it like a thing to have elephants around the city, like there used to be cows and stuff around the European Union? And what is this? Oh, was it you who have submitted the window with the red, or was it someone else? I don't remember right now. It's interesting style, kind of like documentary-ish of documenting place. But yeah, that previous photo of the scooter, it just doesn't do it for me. Sorry. All right, falling into sleep. Hi there, I'm a street photographer based in Munich, Germany. Looking forward to your feedback. All right. Let's do some feedback. So this is like a, I wouldn't say typical, but you see this meme when there's a couple and he's turning around to look at other woman, and then there's this whole meme culture around that. If she turned and looked at him and he was looking at her, I think that would be like very, very funny picture, like, because you would be like, what the fuck is, you know, why is she looking at him, right? Like, then okay, so you have a pair, he's sleeping, there is not much an interaction. If he was like looking at her and he was looking at him, that could make a funny composition, because you know, sometimes those old guys are like all eyes on all girls or whoever is passing by. Like that, I only see pair passing by someone who is sleeping, which, alright, there is really not much of a story or joke or whatever, but I think like this situation definitely has some potential, especially if the woman has some beautiful dress, or she's like really beautiful and someone else is looking at her, and then her partner is looking at the guy, you know, this kind of like a funny moment. This just seems too ordinary for me. And yeah, it's Amit. Thank you for your submission. And this interesting shot. And I mean, it's definitely better than this one you submitted before, but still, like, the composition is okay. I mean, the composition is clear with that one. The exposure, I'm not sure if it's on my computer. It looked little overexposed on my computer, but the story in there, I just don't see it. Maybe you could tell me, like, you know, something about it, but again, if you have to sometimes you could whistle so your subject changed the way you are looking. Oh yeah, you can. Some people would call it like interfering with the environment, but yeah, I see what you mean. All right. Well, anyways, Amit, thank you for your submission. All right. Moving on. Hello, my name is Jeff, and my Instagram is da-da-da-da-da. I took this last weekend in New Haven in Wooster Square. I saw the trash can and I knew I needed it in a shot. Before I could check my camera setting, I saw this fella that looked interesting crossing the street and into my shot. So I crouched down to the frame, composing quick, and took this single shot and moved on for another lap around the park. Only after did I realize I was shooting at f1.8, so I chimped this quick and crossed my fingers that I got this guy in focus. Which I believe you did, or maybe the tree is in the focus. But the guy seems to be in focus, or maybe he's blurry because of the motion. If I had more time to compose this wouldn't have shot it wide open. I would have shot it in burst mode, and I probably would have included the whole trash can in this image, but I don't think it would have produced a better image. The surprise hits are always better than the carefully composed and missed. Yeah, maybe the burst would help to get like a better leg spread, you know, this A-shape thing. But then again, the man wouldn't be. I like how he separated on the background, so you can clearly see what's going on. So if this was like F8 or something, with which this is a cow. Is it a cow or maybe a dog or something? This can be interesting with someone having a dog or some kind of like echo this shape. I don't see someone having a cow on a walk in a city, so it might be hard. What Alex told me when we did, and I recommend it to everyone. I know I already said that, but I recommend you to watch the critique we did. It's on my channel. It's with Alex Kilby. Very interesting thoughts of his. And so what Alex told me was that sometimes people take photos of interesting subject or thing, and they expect the photo to be interesting, right? And so even though I think this trash can has some potential, I have really no idea like how to incorporate it in the environment, so it was like the thing that you would say, okay, I love this shot because there's this trash can. Sometimes, at least what I have found, is that I like some kind of thing in the environment and I think it's great, whatever, and I just can't get my head around how to compose it into a picture. So it's not only about that thing. You know, if the photo is about the trash can, so then what? I mean, there is an interesting trash can, right? But I just don't know how to tie it to someone who is passing by. Maybe if someone was like, if there was someone peeking like a kid, like peeking just behind the trash can, then it could make like a similar face. Maybe like let's say you would have kid who would be like drinking milk and then he or she would be peeking behind a trash can which has a cow with a rusty or, you know, destroyed mouth, which looks like a milk, which would kind of echo that. I think that might be an occasion when this trash can be incorporated into interesting shot. Yeah, but just standalone like a picture of a trash can, this doesn't really improve. It doesn't really improve the picture, and the rest of the picture is just not that much interesting for me. Yeah, and all right. I'm gonna leave you a like. Thank you for submission. But yeah, as I said, and you take very nice black and white photos. Make sure you submit for next round. I think you take more black and white photos than you do color, right? And you have only 23 posts, so make sure to go outside more often and take more photos. All right, let's see how many photos we have left. Oh, quite a few. So I'm gonna, you know, quicker the pace a little bit. I don't want to skip anyone, so let's do it. I'm Louis, street photographer based in Mexico City. Markets here in Mexico are great for color. Sending my best to everyone. Thank you, Louis. So what I'm drawn to is this shadow, because that's like the highest contrast in the picture. But other than that, I'm quite not sure what we are looking at in terms of like, I know we're looking at the market, but I'm not quite sure what is the main subject or what is going on. If it was like the expression of this guy, or if there are people over there. It's just a little too busy for me. Like, the colors are nice, but like, to have the market to carry the picture, I imagine it, like, first of all, it wouldn't be like a street photo, but I have seen like some nice photos of patterns when you would really go like zoom in the lemons or whatever it is, and then you just photographed a pattern or photographed like the sign in there. But as a street photo, I would kind of want something more to be happening in that shot. Yes. Funny black and white photo. I like this shot. It's funny with this slow shutter speed. I mean, it was with the movement of the camera, right? But I expect, if this is like is this like a kebab or something that is turning, and then you get it with the slow shutter speed turning. Some interesting approach to black and white photos. And this is also a funny picture. All right, yeah, as I said, nice colors, but the rest didn't really do it for me. All right, this one. And there is no, okay, just a pleasant day for street photography in the city of Leuven in Belgium. All right. Yeah, I like the idea. I saw this when I first saw it as a small picture on Reddit. I thought like, wow, this is really funny. My problem here is, of course, that it was caught a little late. That if the woman was standing a little more to the left, but then the spread of the legs wouldn't be right. So it's tricky. It's kind of, this is kind of sport that you have to spend a lot of time to get the composition right. And so what I personally think would be the best possible scenario for this, or maybe you can correct me in the chat, would be if you move a little more to the right and make this the center of the picture, and then you would have someone passing, juxtaposing him with kind of like speaking into this tube, and someone standing on the other side, maybe be like this, or like whatever, or just like looking at there. That would be like really funny shot with this element. And maybe it's impossible to get it unless it's staged. Just my thoughts how this would be a wonderful, funny picture. I like this try, and I think I would probably like it more, even like if this was moved a little more to the left, right? Unfortunately, yeah, nice try, nice patterns. Make sure to submit for black and white, and yeah, that's that for that shot. I mean, this also, the problem with the Instagram is that you see those pictures and they are like so small, and so I see why this can work like on the Instagram, but imagine this being printed or being like fully, you know, enlarged on a screen. I like the idea, like also like the composition. I told you how I would, you know, kind of maybe improve it. Maybe it wouldn't work, but yeah, unfortunately, few milliseconds later, and then even then, if you caught it like right there, it might not work. You would have to position yourself a little more to the left to make it just in front of her mouth. But thank you for a submission. All right, and so this is Josh Gunn, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if Josh Gunn already submitted or not. So anyways, please make sure you submit only once per flare. Lines series. I like your series. And as I commented, this without the hand, it would make almost like black and white photo. All right then. Yeah, and I think and we already visited the Instagram. So please do not submit more than once. Then I have to delete it, and so on and so on. The Mindhunter. So the Mindhunter is a photo. The dark alley of Manama took this shot with XT4 1655 lens. I even like the slow shutter speed or the movement blur. I like the cat in the background, and I can see this being cropped more, so the frame within a frame is something like that, and then this figure and this cat would stand out a little more. So I don't think this space in here is beneficial for a photo. Oh, there is a cat. All right, there's another cat, but still forming this like a, maybe like this. I don't know. I would get rid of this. We'll just let it start with yeah, maybe like, I don't know, like this. Yeah, this is a little distracting, this part. And this, it has like no benefit for the picture, for me. Alright then. Oh, interesting colorful photos. And the composition is really nice. Also, this reminds me like a Michael Kenna picture with the long exposure. Love this shot, and I think I already said that in the previous video. So thank you for your submission. All right, the morning ritual, and there was pretty heated conversation. Someone said blah blah blah. Gonna have to say just all kinds of wrong. Expectation of privacy. You are shooting into private property from far away of a female. Just mainly an ethical thing. It seems like you are photographing women from a distance. If you're gonna shoot people, get to where they can see you, especially females. Alright. So my take on this is I wouldn't discriminate. If I would mind taking photo of someone in a private property, I wouldn't just say alright, because it's female it's wrong, and because it's half naked man it's fine, because men are like okay with that. Alright. I don't know any legal issues with this. If you're shooting from public space, I think it is fine. I think you generally can't shoot on private space, but you can shoot from public space to private, or maybe I'm mistaken. This is nothing really like embarrassing or whatever, so this is not like a paparazzi shot. If this was like a Jennifer Lopez or someone, first of all, you would get more money for that, selling it to newspapers, than a chance to win a photography book, right? Yeah, art-wise, I like. So let's find something I like about this. I like the symmetry, even though when photographing something like that, I would make sure that it's properly even like straightened in Photoshop. So because the gap seems to be different here than here, so it means it's tilted. So I would definitely straighten it and then make it straight. And then there is really nothing that interesting. If there was a subject in every window, or if there was a subject looking on her, or if there was a teacher looking at her, because this is a yoga class or something. All right then. Even the reflection, it's not that interesting. So my issue is not with the privacy as much as yeah, it is a picture of reflection of the building with the subject, with one subject standing in not so photographically interesting position. And if I didn't read the morning ritual, I could assume whatever. All right, sorry about that. It's just this photo, I wouldn't hang it on the wall. Sorry about that. All right. I mean, it's definitely better than this photo, but I would probably get a little more close to the people and start shooting them, because this looks like a telephoto, right? And you can do some interesting things with telephoto. You can just as it, you know, as it compresses the space, you can juxtapose them very interestingly. There are better people than me explaining those types of street photography you can do with telephoto, and it's really interesting. And so I think this looks to me like when I was starting with street photography, I was just really scared to take photo of people like head on. What you can do is you can just stand, you can just take your camera and stay there and let people come towards you, and then they will just pass you by and you will just be standing there taking their shot, facing you, and there's nothing they can tell you. Of course, if there is a subject and you run in front of the subject and turn around and shot into their face, they're gonna be like, what are you doing, man? But even then, right, they're not gonna like, you know, kill you for that. Yeah, so that's my kind of advice. Not sure if it's helpful for you, but you get it. Thank you for a submission. Car park. I was rather taking pictures of the architecture when noticing the car and immediately pressing the shutter and taking one of my favorite shots. Embraced the randomness. I could hear the photographic eyes say in my head, and I follow the advice. All right. And okay, so I think what I would love to see in this photo is maybe like more cars at the same position, in the same like situation that would make some kind of rhythm. And also this space is kind of like a dead space. And then I mean, it's I don't know where's the focus, if it's on this thing, because being a little closer like this, maybe having like silhouettes of people like this would make it more also like rhythmic, because like you have repeating patterns, right? So you have this one, you have the handrail, this one, maybe this one, or maybe I would just crop it over here. I don't know if it's possible, but maybe to move a little more to the right to get rid of this, because this it's kind of disturbing. It takes too much of a picture for what it does. It does nothing, right? So if this wasn't here and there were some people on the top, maybe standing, and you caught the cars running around, it would make probably more interesting photo. What I like about that is the paternity. You definitely, you know, saw something in that paternity, and you can probably apply that in other photography. Yeah, like this, like here's paternity, the windows and stuff. That particular photo of this one, it doesn't really. I'm gonna leave it like I was here. But I think you have better photos, and definitely like you can see the patterns, but use them a little more like this shot. It's interesting. If someone was standing over here, it would be interesting shot like this. This is just like some sort of thinking about why did you zoom in and cut the pole, I don't know how tall it is, for the reason of capturing what like geometry is interesting, but it needs some sort of like a touch at the end. Those buildings with the some lights up can make interesting shots, especially if you go more close and then you see like a silhouette of someone, like Jonas Bendixen had in his fake book. But thank you for your submission. Keep taking photos. I think the paternity and the rhythm might be kind of your thing. Try to compose for the rhythm and then destroy it, like not destroy it, but then interrupt the rhythm with a person or with some kind of elements. Cars are usually not that. If you want some kind of moving thing, you can do bikes from sideways. They look pretty good. And people walking or standing. All right. Debrani. I like the it kind of feels like the person is looking for the dog and the dog is hiding. This man is a little distracting because he's covered. Like if this wasn't here, the cloth, I would love to see the man in that position, maybe even like here to make some kind of paternity. But with this cloth being there, I would love to see the maybe, you know, without the man. I know it's not always possible. I'm just saying what I like or dislike about the photo. I like how the man is looking away, maybe looking for the dog, and the figure of the dog is like really clean. And yeah, even like a crop like this kind of looks because it's really clear what is the star of the show. It's the dog, right? And he has this nice cloth about him, and the color is nice. Love this silhouette. And this is nice. This is nice, funny picture. Yeah, so thank you. And this is also very nice. Make sure to submit that for the black and white round. So thank you for your submission. All right, we have some strawberry girls. These girls were dressed up as strawberry shortcake and friends. The colors and hairstyle popped out to me, so I took a quick snap. I also liked how the people in the background are dressed so differently. Yeah, as you said, it's kind of a snap, I say. I always love taking photos of people and things, but I really got into street photography during pandemic. So, I mean, interesting subject, yes. You got them facing towards you, which is always better than from behind, unless it's like some super interesting thing from behind. It's not really separated from the environment, and as Alex said, taking photo of interesting subject doesn't really mean the photo is that interesting. So yeah, I get it. And it can be that it couldn't be shot more interesting, but I would love to see them, be more separated, maybe interact in some sort of fashion. I'm not saying like eating strawberries or something, but something that would maybe make it better story of what the picture has. All right, and this is a personal Instagram of yours. Let me know if you have like a portfolio or like a Instagram of your street stuff you want me to show. Thank you for your submission, and even though it can sound harsh, I'm really looking forward to see more of your photos. And I think if no one critiques no one, then we get nowhere. Yeah, I hope that's a quote I'm gonna be known for. All right, Red Bull gives you wings. So I was kind of expecting to have this lady to have some sort of colors. I mean colors, to have some sort of wings in her shadow. So a critique. So what I like, okay. I like the contrast, the colors. What I don't like is this stick out of her head, and then you can't also see her shadow. So it's in this distance where I would even go a little far and move her from the pole, or I would zoom it a little more, so if she makes some kind of interesting, or the color scheme would be interesting like that. It's not really, it's a lady drinking and I wouldn't even know it's a Red Bull, but if she had some sort of wings in her shadow, that would make it more interesting. Sorry, I'm being really quick to get through the last few photos, but thank you for your submission. And then you didn't leave your Instagram, so make sure you do that. You do that in the future. Playing catch in Siena, Italy. All right, and so kids in the motion. I like how this forms some kind of like a square, like moved square. Love the scenery. Maybe if there was some sort of ball or something like that in the middle, that would make it maybe a little more interesting. Right now, I'm not sure why those kids are running around. And alright, this seems like your personal Instagram mixed with your work. You take really nice landscapes, and also really nice, I think this photo was part of the previous competition. I really like the texture of the clouds here. This reminds me like Ansel Adams. Maybe if this was more squeezed, if the clouds were starting just above this, which is of course, you know, impossible to not predict but compose when you, maybe from the drone, if you could get more down. And I would love to see more of your street stuff. Make sure to post more. And looking forward to see your black and white shot, because the previous one was very, very nice. Thank you for your submission. To better place. So alright, so I was searching for primary colors and noticed this elegantly dressed woman waiting for the bus with her worn, dirty hands holding a suitcase and her bra attached to the outside. A strange contrast with how she was dressed. She was clearly coming from somewhere not great, and I hope she was going somewhere better. Alright. So as a detail, so I like the colors, I like the red, I like even the strip of the blue. But so the car kind of spoils it for me, and as a detail I don't really see right away what you're talking about with the bruises and stuff. Maybe this could be shot, you know, either far away or maybe just zoomed like this. I don't know. Definitely the car kind of ruins that shot, because like, you know, it's peeking there. She has interesting tattoos and the colors are also, you know, the right. I love reds, so yeah. But unfortunately, the car ruins that, and I don't really see. Maybe this. Maybe it's the quality of the screen. All right, but then I would probably like to see her more from far to see the whole picture. And thank you for your submission. All right, and I think this is the last one. No, this is the last one. All right, smiling lady, and I like the way that every item has place in that little store. Also, the woman who was telling a gossip to her friend. Okay, so she's not. I thought she's on the phone, but she's actually talking with someone, which actually can make an interesting shot. I would love to see when this is open how stacked it is. It's interesting edit. Seems it goes well with the old Coca-Cola sign, and it makes it look like really old. The Coca-Cola steals the show, as it seems to be the main focus of the subject. Maybe including her friend she's telling gossip to would be a better idea. And okay. So I deleted my Instagram of street photography due to hack. Sorry. All right. But some nice portraits you have here. Is this your friend? Or a model? Or is it you? I like the lighting there. Yeah, this is interesting. All right. So thank you for a submission. Make sure to submit for the black and white. And the last picture, which I almost forgot to review. Picture speaks 1,000 words. Captured this early morning on my walk. All right. So you were talking about ethics before, and I'm usually against capturing like homeless people for the sake of capturing the homeless people, which this is not. This is more like a contrast, like people passing by him. What I would like to see would be something more contrasty, some other subject, like a nicely dressed woman in a red or whatever on high heels or something like that. There is not so much contrast between those two, which I think this photo is about. All right, and there is no Instagram account. All right, so we managed to get through all of the photos, and now here comes the fun part. Let me pick the survivors. So this is round 5. And I'm gonna quickly pick, so you can see it. So I'm gonna go with the, I'm gonna remove all right, I'm gonna remove this, this from my background so it's not spoiled. All right, back to the selection. I'm gonna keep Emir 7. Tommaso was there by the vote. Unfortunately, I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna keep the bazaar, keep the street vendor, keep Okan. Oh, I see Okan. So we already talked about your photo. If you're still watching, feel free to say what story was behind that. You're gonna keep this, keep the Joker, remove the car smile, keep the pavement, remove this. I'm gonna keep getting tough, even though I don't think it will make it, but it's interesting photo. I removed the Soliter from Skopje, Love Corona, Daydreamer. Really like your Instagram profile. Make sure to submit for next rounds. Scooter, that didn't do it for me. All right, moving. I don't remember that. Ah, okay, it's the trash can shot. Greens, I'm gonna remove greens. I'm unfortunately gonna remove this. line series. I'm gonna keep the line series. The Mindhunter, I'm gonna remove Mindhunter. I think the photo is better if it's cropped the way I was talking about. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove the car. I'm probably gonna remove Untitled. I'm gonna remove the strawberries, sorry. Red Bull, playing kids. To the better place. And smiling lady. Okay, I'm gonna remove the smiling lady. And the better place. Alright, so what do we have here? Tommaso gets there by votes. I think the wall gets there by votes. And the man on the pavement gets there by votes. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so, yes. So I'm gonna remove the street vendor. I'm gonna keep MR7. I'm gonna keep the bazaar. I'm gonna remove getting tough. I'm also gonna remove the lines. Sorry about that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to remove 2. And from those 3, this is safe. This is safe. And this is safe, right? I'm gonna unfortunately remove this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna keep this, right? I'm gonna keep off the wall was the second one, right? This and this. So I just have to decide between Let me know what you think. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm deciding from those 3, from this one, from the bazaar, from walk away, and from Joker. So do I want to keep Joker? I think I want. It's I mean it's balance. It balances the rest of the shots, right? Also, it is going to make it harder for me. I like just walk away in the bazaar. I think I want to keep the Joker, so I'm really deciding between just walk away, bazaar, and immersive. I'm gonna probably remove this because of the things I have mentioned, but still really nice photo. Thank you very much for your submission. And there you have it. Our top 6 is now Tommaso. Alright. Bazaar, Just Walk Away, Off the Wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Joker and The Man on the Pavement. Alright then. So, make sure to vote for the best picture. Also, congratulations to the winners of the previous rounds. Also, if you did not see it already, there's a link in the description to the. There is a link to the description. Not in the description, but in the next round. And you can watch the critique of the round 1. As I said, it would help me a lot if you left your feedback under the YouTube video. And you know, if you like this stuff, just send it to your photographer friends. And then, you know, more views, more credibility we get with this, we can ask better people than me. I mean, Alex is 10,000 times better than me. He's awesome, really awesome. Don't look at it. Don't watch because of me. Watch because of him. And he has also a really brilliant YouTube channel. But you know, we can get more qualified people than me to look at your photos. So really, what you're doing is doing yourself a favor, sharing my content. So anyways, thank you very much, and I will see you next week on Tuesday if nothing really happens. All right, so have a nice night, good night, or morning, or afternoon, because I don't know where you're watching from. All right, I'm gonna stop now because then I'm just gonna be talking forever. All right, see you.